skilling hubs.
Now the controller has brought a very good idea which I have approved.
Kale okontrol gwe musanyukire inaanu aleetera amagezi o president yagamba okuyikirira n'okuteekako omukono.
She said, let's have a circle per district.
Nga kobaati tube ne saako buli district. District y'omusanvu gyonjona gy'Obukedi gyonjona buli district ebe ne saako.
The circle of the graduates of here.
Skilling hubs is an idea meant to cater for youth in each sub-region of the country, Bukedi being one of them. I'm Navka Farida and Henry Okrut.
Now, the rate at which pupils and students continue dropping out of schools in Bukedi sub-region has angered key government officials, with many putting the blame on local leaders for laxity as communities languish in sorrow. Now, these and other concerns were raised during the 3-day visit to the region by President Yoweri Museveni, who was accompanied by some members of cabinet and political leaders.
Of Bukedi sub-region is 2 million.
It is estimated that Bukedi sub-region in eastern Uganda has a population of 2.3 million.
With a life expectancy of 72 years.
On this, children between the age of 10 to 19 are the majority.
The total fertility rate in Bukedi region is 6.5 children per woman, compared to the national average of 5.2.
While addressing leaders from the 7 districts which make up the sub-region in Butaleja district, the Health Minister Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng ranked Bukedi top among the areas with the highest early marriages and pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancy rate is the highest at 29.5% of women 15 to 19 years who have begun childbearing, compared to a national average of 24%.
Pregnancies, and it was also partly contributed to the COVID lockdown. Most of our children were out of school for 2 years.
Ministry of Health and Education Statistics also ranked top the sub-region for the highest numbers of school dropouts in the country.
The policy is every child should be enabled to go to school, stay there until he has completed the cycle.
The advice I can give to our people is to make sure that, especially the young girls, to stay in school. Like, let us be able to be patient.
The above statistics irritated the Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja.
Abana bana abava mu ssomero ba muzeeyi banabanja bani. The lowest common mode of development is education.
Addressing the community of Bukedi sub-region on Sunday at Kibuku, Zonal Presidential Hub, Nabanja had no kind words to the resident district commissioners.
Headmaster abo baba we bali wano. Twagala mutubulire kibateekesa ebisale ku ssomero kiki? Kubanga omusaala bagubasasula. Abasomesa baba batono, lwaki temutubuulira? Ffe twongeramu abasomesa. I am the leader of government business. Ndi wano mumbulire ekibateekesa ebisale ku ssomero kiki okugyamu abaana b'abanaku mu masomero. Arabisaliwa. Bw'oba nawe tolina maanyi tujja kugyawo wano. Saagala sawulire sakoze ki?
District chairpersons and chief administrative officers were not spared by the angry premier.
Mbu extra teachers ebyo byonna bya bubbi. Kakati baagala extra teachers bawandiike okuyita owa DEO aweereze mu Ministry of Education. Mr. Cow, I want you in January or even before to get the payroll of all teachers in your schools.
According to the State Minister in charge of higher education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muhingo, government has in the past years increased budget allocations to Bukedi, as well as constructing tertiary institutions and extending scholarships to the area.
The total budget allocation for UPE, for example, US EU Pollet, and other grants increased from shillings 228.8 billion in financial year 2023-2024 to 34.7 billion in financial year 2024-2025.
Look at Bukedi. Bukedi, we are not faring well. Our poverty levels in this index is still high. So that means that we still need to fight poverty at household level.
Because we know when people are poor, they will not even understand anything to do with the governance or anything to do with the development. Poverty in a household is what affects national progress and national unity.
While winding up his tour to the sub-region, President Museveni left a note behind that indeed governments will soon lose patience on the heads of schools charging fees in government-aided schools. Robert Anyango, UGCE News.
Thanks, Robert, for that story there. Now, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova, says that the only way to mitigate the ongoing land conflicts in Uganda is by reviewing the land policy. Now, during the first phase of the stakeholders' engagement on the land policy in central Uganda, Nabakova tasked all participants to list issues affecting their areas. Take a watch.
And in most of our districts, you might find that some districts still have land.
Minister of Lands has commenced the first phase of Buganda region consultations on the draft national land policy. During the engagements, participants noted the key challenges affecting the region, which were not limited to the Milo land tenure system that has caused numerous conflicts in the region.
Landlords, tenants are fighting. Why don't we have a system by the ministry to put these two people on board and offer land out of conflict for development? It will bring youth empowerment, employment, and it is possible, Honorable Minister.
Participants were drawn from Kampala, Wachiso, Buyikwe, Buvuma, Nakaseke, Luwero, Mukono, Kayunga, and Nakasongola. The land conflicts are said to have given rise to issues like nominal ground rent, eviction of occupants, and unclear definition of tenancy.
We already have this register. Kezaako okumanya abatenansi abali ku ttaka ly'Obwakabaka weewaawo nga tetunnamalayo. It requires so much work that we haven't even done.
Mukono RDC Hajat Fatuman Dibasa noted that land-related challenges faced in central Uganda are primarily due to lack of knowledge on land matters and a poor understanding of the land tenure system.
In Mukono, who have 13 square miles, having forests, but behind these forests we find people settled there, but there is no development that can reach because of these chunks of forests. What can government do on such people?
The IGAD head of mission to Uganda, Jocelyn Bigirwa, urged all stakeholders that while reviewing the policy, they need to focus on the needs of the vulnerable and disadvantaged groups.
Reviewing of the national land policy for us is very critical because we understand that land is a prerequisite for socio-economic development, but it's also a source of conflict.
The Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova, emphasized reviewing the land policy to address the ongoing land conflicts.
Do we have plans of safeguarding some land, not only for today, but also for the future generations? We are having new cities that are created, and with the creation of the cities, that means that we are getting even expansion of more urban centers.
The regional meetings for the review of Uganda's national land policy in the Uganda cluster are the first phase in the region. Susan Naunga reporting for UGCE TV.
Now, a total of 142,009 candidates have started writing Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examinations across the country. They are sitting at 2,634 registration centers. Preliminary findings show that the examinations started peacefully and on time. Faith Kayen reports.
The Uganda National Examinations Board registered a total of 142,009 UGCE candidates this year. UNEB deployed 991 contracted professionals and 470 security personnel to supervise the examinations.
In terms of gender, we have 61,968 candidates, that's about 43.6%, who are females, while 80,041 candidates, that is 56.4%, being male candidates.
By 7:30 this morning, UGCE candidates were already set for their examinations, starting mathematics paper 1 and history.
And it has been a really good paper because our teacher prepared us for it.
That we're all going to pass because the questions were all familiar to us. We knew everything that we were doing. Our teachers prepared us for it.
Registered a total of 54 candidates who are sitting in the UGCE. We don't have any special needs. They are all present.
Because we are prepared, we are very prepared and confident that we are going to pass. But of course, you can't miss nature. We are kind of nervous, but of course, we know we are going to do it.
We've prepared enough. So as we can watch, we could pass these examinations.
Our learners in examination, we have really prepared them well by completing the syllabus, having internal and external seminars and facilitations.
The head teacher at Chisante Secondary School emphasized that candidates with pending school requirements will not access their results via SMS.
Thank God for the weather. It has been quite very good. Once it rains, this being a day school, students reach quite late and it can affect us. And invigilators also get challenged to reach. However, because of no rain, we have been able to pick the exams on time.
The candidates of Makerere College School and St. Joseph Nazareth High School were all upbeat and confident of success.
It was okay. It was a good day. It wasn't that. It was a little bit challenging, but we were able to do the paper very well. So
challenges, I would say, was maybe fear and everything, but when we went there and got used to the situation, it was okay.
We have started our UGCE examination with the 74 candidates. We started with the mathematics paper 1 and history paper 3. The students are in their normal state and the teachers did their part, and for us we are prepared to receive.
Very good, nothing we did not expect. We had prepared very well for it.
A good paper. There was no surprise, there was nothing challenging. Yes, I expect the very best.
The season has begun with a lot of excitement. The children are ready, the children are prepared, and we know the best will come out of it. The morning papers seem to have been friendly to the children.
Kayen Faith and Mike Bakawlindi for UBC.
Now, 4 teachers were arrested between Friday and Saturday last week in connection with malpractice during the primary 7 UNEB examinations. The teachers are from Bristol Primary School in Nabweru face charges for allegedly having access to the exam papers via WhatsApp. Now, they are currently detained at Bulenga Police Station, as we hear in this story.
The accused teachers admit that while they had an exam materials, they never intended to engage in malpractice. They explain that they came across the papers in a WhatsApp group and did not forward them. The authenticity of these papers, they added, was uncertain to them.
Said that I received a UNEB paper of SST on my phone. Yes, it's true. I received some materials of SST on my phone.
I wish to apologize to UNEB officials for receiving a paper of science. I apologize because I did not intend to have that.
First of all, I send my apology to all the UNEB officials for receiving a certain item, a certain paper of UNEB, PLE, which is contrary with the laws.
Among those arrested was Otai Nelson, 31, a former English teacher at Bristol Primary School. He claims he got papers by a friend and was arrested while at his Chapat stand.
The following day, I saw some people came in to arrest me. So when they found me with a small phone. They did not find me with a smartphone. They found me with a small phone. I was making the chapati. So then finally they picked me up.
3 other teachers include Kimanje Thomas, 30, a science teacher, Katamba Richard, 40, an English teacher, and Tumuhimbise Ronald, 40, also an English teacher, shared similar accounts.
I was just arrested by one of the officials in the CID. He found me. I was taking my breakfast with a phone, confiscated it. Then he forced me to show him the WhatsApp app. Then on opening it, he saw the paper that they had sent.
My WhatsApp, I'm not sure whether they are the real papers that children wrote, but if they happen to be the real papers, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again. And I promise that during the enable time, when people are writing PLE, I'll always shut down all my social media platforms.
The UNEB spokesperson Jennifer Kalule Musamba said there are legal provisions on handling unauthorized examination materials and charges will be filed against the teachers.
It is further alleged that the accused shared the electronic content of what was believed to be a UNEB PLE papers, including math, science, SST, and English, on their social media platforms of WhatsApp and Telegram. The accused are expected to appear before the Magistrates Court in Chira on Tuesday, November 22nd.
Jamil Sekaja compiled this story for UBC News.
We'll now take a short break and we'll be returning with the latest in business. Do stay with us.
Uganda! This is it! Bring that fire like never before as Uganda Cranes takes on South Africa on 15th November at 4 p.m. Our Nambole! One more win! Gatugenda wa AFCON 2025! No panya, no calculator! Nkubidoni, wacha wewe! Katugwe chicho, buy your ticket using Momo at only 25k for ordinary. Atema abakashi! Ordinary goes for 30k, 50k for VIP, and 150k for Mbara Platinum. Each ticket comes with a free train ride to Nampole. Get your tickets from MTN service centers at Jaberodi, Zebra House, Crested Towers, and Clock Tower. To avoid delays, or simply scan the code on your smartphone for easy entry into the stadium. Oh, why? Remember, no physical tickets will be issued or sold at Nampole. Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, we are unstoppable.
In the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy Wanawoli.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when you are with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Welcome back. Let's have a look at business news now. And AB Finance has launched a 4-year transformative business plan focusing on climate resilience and economic empowerment for Uganda's smallholder farmers and agri-businesses. Environmental, social and governance ESG framework for financial institutions across the country is the main focus for 2024-2028 initiative. Sandra Kahunda reports.
Through this plan, ABI Finance aims to support 83,000 smallholder farmers with a strong focus on underserved regions in northern and eastern Uganda.
And we do this through supporting them with lines of credit, which they actually use to lend to the smallholder farmers and agribusinesses. And we support them in access to finance for demographies that would otherwise not qualify due to lack of collateral through a guarantee scheme. And we also provide technical assistance to develop their capacities to better deploy the agribusiness financing to the smallholder farmers and agribusinesses.
AB Finance is different. We started it 14 years ago. 14 years ago. It's more than any other development project, and it's still there today.
According to ABI's CEO, Mona Muguma Sebuliwa, at least 40% of beneficiaries will be women and another 40% youth, with refugees across prioritized.
Our issue right now is suitable partnerships, particularly people who can go to northern and eastern Uganda. We're looking for indigenous institutions within northern and eastern Uganda whose capacity we can build to serve, because it takes understanding the area intimately in order to serve the clientele there. So for us, really, it's partners to go to northern and eastern Uganda, to see the ones in northern and eastern Uganda be developed and grown to serve those regions. We also are looking for partners who are committed to serving underserved demographies, refugees, a commitment around reaching women, a commitment around youth.
To date, ABI has dispersed 30 billion Uganda shillings in green finance to 20 partner financial institutions supporting farmers in climate adaptation efforts.
It's really the structural impact. Again, sometimes when we do development projects, it's in like one location and we do something for some people. But I think with AB Finance, it's a tiny bit different. Like now, Mona gave some figures, but I've been looking into the history of this, and in the last 14 years, the figure is not 83,000 or 200,000 or 500,000. The real figure is actually 2 million borrowers who have benefited from the services of you and AB Finance.
By 2028, ABI aims to expand its green finance portfolio from 15% to 75%, aligning with Uganda's Vision 2040 for competitive and sustainable agriculture sector. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
And that brings us to this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyamo Yusuf and I'm Rukidi Edward Kijana Ngoma. Do remember that our second and final edition of News Tonight comes your way at 10 p.m. But coming up next year on UBC TV is the front bench with Sonko Paul on standby in our other studio, and that is the auditorium. Sonko, over to you.
Viewer who's watching us live from Broadcast House, good evening and welcome.